Gee, how long has it been, really? What have I been up to? What have any of us been up to, really?
Drew!
Hey, what's up, guys?
When are you doing a video blog? Because it's been like 4 months now, and we have absolutely nothing.
Nothing.
Guys, I wasn't really planning on doing a video blog.
Drew?
Hey, Hannah, Seth, what's up, guys?
We heard something in the wind about a video blog finally after like 4 months.
Right, yeah, because I've like watched the Wizard of Oz one 8 times
over and
now.
over again.
We kind of need a new one.
I was trying to spend some time with, like being a husband and father and working for a living or
You've
something.
played a lot of video games.
I have. Yeah, I've grown my channel like by 200 subs. Pretty great.
Hey, but you know, if you're growing your channel, your viewers need content, and you know what would be great content? Listen.
I don't understand. Were you hearing our conversation before?
Guys,
Kate, hi.
personally, I'm upset that there's no video blog out right now. Drew, I mean, honestly,
Okay.
what have you been doing?
I've done so many other cool things. I've learned to Healy. Pretty good at it.
Guys!
Abby, are you here to be on my side?
I mean, I'm no offense to you, Drew, but like, you've been slacking a lot recently.
She's right, man.
Over quarantine, I turned into an anime character, first off. I would be really interested in seeing a new video blog.
Here's the thing, guys, is that every time I talk about Mermaid, it gets delayed. First we said May, that didn't happen. Then we did a cool little montage music video, thank you, by the way. Then it got delayed, again.
So I'm scrolling through YouTube.
Tyler.
I know that it's been 3 months since your last video blog. I'm kind of peeved about that one, so I think we should get together.
Can't handle this.
You're letting down the children, Drew!
Goodbye!
The children!
The children need it.
Welcome to Tech Week!
You know, it's really strange to go back and think about that Tech Week because we've been off the show longer than we've been on the show. It's weird to think about all that build-up and excitement for a show that wasn't going to happen.
And you have to stay concentrated. You will forget things, and things will go wrong.
Just give me your best this week. Promise it's gonna be great.
And help us to just put on a fabulous show for your glory. In your name I pray, amen.
What do each of you remember about Tech Week?
I remember Mrs. Bradley's spaghetti, and that was the most delicious thing on the planet. And you know, I'm gonna head over there right now and get some spaghetti from her.
We probably have some in the freezer, Andrew. I remember just everything that comes with Tech Week, like the giddiness that comes of it finally being Tech Week, like the best week of the year, the like eagerness for like everyone to see everything you've been working so hard on for so long, and just the exhaustion. But like just in the back of my mind, the little voice that was like, soak everything up.
It was one of those two.
Come to our house.
Did he really come to your house? He did.
Wait.
That's Andrew for sure. Bring him in. If he shows up with your webcam, I'm gonna lose it.
We're not there.
He wants the spaghetti. He said it.
Oh my God!
I remember time being our worst enemy. I mean, you're wanting to run through the show. You're trying to figure out what you can get achieved before dinner, and then after dinner you want to at least have one run through, maybe two. There's time it takes for students to get dressed, and maybe there's makeup or get a mic on and get a mic check. The inevitable lighting and audio issues you're going to run into, problem solving with stage crew to make things go quicker. I was constantly running around putting out fires.
Lights down.
And I'll like make it back to my laptop in enough time to write down a quick note of what I was able to watch and see, to at the end of the night give my notes to the cast.
high of the elementary. I like the tunnel effect, hoping that is aiding in our advantage, but we're gonna record some ahs with Hannah.
Some ahs.
And it's gonna go into the soundtrack. So we got our fancy little setup here.
Tyler, what about you, bud? I asked that question. Tyler's there too.
I'm on my way.
Are you actually going, Cole?
Yeah,
Look at
I
Andrew
live
now.
Cole's in his garage.
The songs were always going to be a highlight, right? Like, you know, whether they were, you know, really soft and beautiful and made you cry because that happened, or they were so hysterical that you're like crying your eyes out. And I can think of the contest.
Listen to me, don't toss out that. Lord, why not? 'Cause I've got perfect hair. What did you think of the girl? The girl who has everything, everything.
Jamie?
Hello.
Jamie, what do you remember about Tech Week other than the obvious?
I was doing makeup the whole week, so.
My wifey.
Did you see my leggings? There's Ursula in there. See?
There? Oh my.
She's in there.
Yeah, makeup can change your life. That's for sure.
Kelly's makeup changed all of our lives.
I know, man.
Yeah.
I didn't know how cool
I don't
makeup
have any
was.
on right now, so don't look at me. Don't judge me right now. But I've learned so much.
It's Hannah Cam time. Featuring me. Ooh, featuring Kay. And Andrew's large butt. And Andrew's butt. Wait, can I still read it? Hannah, stop being so shellfish. Can you tell we put on musicals? Hi, I'm Hannah. I play Arrow, and you're watching Disney Channel. So what's a sailor's favorite restaurant? Arby's. Ready, Carol?
I remember, you know, we had the ups and downs of Tech Week. You know, there were run-throughs that were just terrible. And then a minute later, they turned the switch on and they were amazing. And, you know, I remember Wednesday night especially ending that night in tears because I realized not only did they do a great job, but it was also like the last time I would be directing a rehearsal with some of those guys. You know, I got emotional. It was, I was really, 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 really proud of them. You know, meanwhile, in the background, the world was going through a pandemic, and still is. You know, we had seen the headlines, we had heard the news reports, hearing about things shutting down, and yet it didn't feel real. So all these things that are happening in the background, and I'm just like, let's just get a show done. It just, you had that feeling like, we're gonna be okay. And I did, and I was convinced that we were gonna be fine. They were incredible. They did such a good job. There were so many moments that I was so engaged and involved in the telling of the story that I was jumping up and down in the background, doing little celebrations when things went off without a hitch.
My mom called my sister and she said, Lauren, Broadway shut down.
That was so badly want the world to see what we worked so hard on and what I know is amazing. And then we all know what happened after that.
I'll always remember walking out and I was looking for you, Joanna, and Ruth, and I didn't see you guys. And then my dad said, everyone sit on the bleachers. And I remember looking at Cole and I just go, this is bad.
I was walking into a room of crying people. I was just numb. The hardest part was walking back into the gym and finding all the students just sitting on the bleachers. I told them that Bethesda was shutting down and that the musical was going to be postponed. And you just look at them and they were in tears. And even though it was a really sad night for our family, our theater family, I'm glad that we were experiencing it together. I spent a lot of special time with some of those students, just kind of like sitting in silence, crying together, and then afterwards going to Culver's with the cast and just having a good time, because what else can you do when you're met with a night of disappointment than just be together? Then we had a cast party, and that we watched Thursday night's performance. We felt optimistic, you know, that the Lord was still in control, that he knew what he was doing, and that one day we would perform this show.
I got my own Heelys.
Guys, how does it feel to be the favorites? Amazing. I mean, let me just turn this camera on myself. It feels very, very good.
What's been going on in quarantine?
I literally have been gardening. I've resorted to gardening. That's how bored I've been.
Do you have any pictures of the plants? You could send them to
Do
me.
you want me to show them to you now?
Yes, please.
Here's all my plants, guys. Aren't they
beautiful?
Okay.
Kate, tell your mom to drive you over here.
I could ask her to drive me over. She'd probably say yes.
All right.
You want to drive me to the Bradleys? All right, guys. I'm on my way.
I've taken up the hobby of making bracelets, and
Will you make me a bracelet?
sure.
I started live streaming, so my YouTube channel is starting to grow now. The first time in my life, I got an iPhone, which is dope.
Here we are.
This is me and Hannah. This is the COVID cam, if you will.
Ariel and Jetsam.
We're stopping by the school to grab some Heelys.
So we're going to venture
So-
into the
Unknown.
the world above, outside, if you will.
So
Here we are.
This is scary. We're gonna have to go over here.
It's dark.
But you know what? I gotta maintain my Heely capabilities.
Right, we can't go losing the touch.
Let's have a moment of
A
silence.
moment of silence. We'll be back, guys.
We will be back, and we'll put on a
COVID-19 can't hold
show-stopping
us.
show.
We're gonna blow you out of the water and put on a show like never before.
COVID never bothered us anyway.
You know it.
Jamie and Medley and I got to spend a lot of much needed time at home together, and we were both able to work from home, which was really nice. We were very blessed by that. I also did lots of stuff for my YouTube channel.
He's like, get out of here! Call it screw you, Tom.
What? I am Mickey Mouse!
We're outside the Bradleys. Hi, Becca.
Hi.
I'm maintaining 6 feet distance. Happy birthday, dear Seth. Happy birthday to you. Woo! Yeah!
So we hijacked our way into the school.
Open the curtain. You guys, it's so weird because it's like we just left and time stood still.
We're still all like sick and dying from tech week. Cough drops.
Yeah, well, we're all still sick and dying.
Well,
Is that you,
We
Rona?
hope
This is crazy. I mean, I think after everything that's happened, like, it'll be more exciting.
Absolutely.
When things started to open up, you know, and we were able to do small gatherings, like that was such a fun time because we were able to get together in person. And I remember hosting a party just because I wanted to see my theater family, and they came over and we just hung out, and it was just a really, really, really good night.
Who's the better cameraman, me or Jenna?
He also raped his sister.
Oh, Jenna. Oh, you cheated! You do things like interview people, film people's phones. Jenna gives me quality B-roll that I can cut a video blog with.
How's it feel that the musical is like one of the last things you'll get to do, instead of like it should be the other way around? Like graduation should be the last thing, right?
It's gonna be a lot more emotional. Oh yeah.
That's true. So like now it's gonna be more emotional because it's the end of everything.
Something that this pandemic cannot take away from us was when we got together for a virtual rehearsal. To hear those kids read their lines again in character, it sent chills up my spine. I just was grinning ear to ear. It was like, Mermaid is back. Every time I see my cast and every time that I talk to them, I'm reminded of how lucky I am to be their director. They teach me as much as I teach them. In many ways, I think it's brought us closer together. And I know that when we return to Mermaid, it's gonna be special.
When the sardines begin to begin, it's music to me.
They got a lot of sun. We got a hot station band.
Each of the snail, you know how to wear it. That's why it's after. I'm a little rock, down in luck, down in luck, under the sea.